Hello? Is this thing on? Do I still know how to do this? Is anybody here still? I see some lovely, nice messages in the chat. Appreciate y'all. Vader Payne, I have been doing well. Thank you for saying that you've missed my content. I'm going to do my best to bring some more to you guys, starting with this live stream. It has been a minute. The man is alive. We are back. Man, how long has it been? I think the last chapter I did was 1091. It might have been before the live action was even out, which is kind of crazy. I did watch the live action. I enjoyed it. I gave my thoughts on Twitter, at least when it came out. It was a good time. I thought it was a good time. We do have a lot to... we do have some a lot of stuff to catch up to. But yeah, the live action was good. I enjoyed it. Had a good time. Looking forward to season 2. It wasn't perfect by any means. I thought the last couple of episodes especially, even though there were some good performances in there, the pacing was actually kind of rushed, which is a weird thing to say for a One Piece adaptation. But overall, I thought it was a good time, and the numbers show it as well. I'm looking forward to season 2, especially with my boy Randy Troy in the writer's room, now that the strike is over as well. So that's exciting. One Piece in general has been incredible, even though I haven't been reacting to it. The world has been reacting to it because Oda has been cooking, okay? Oda has been cooking this insane, incredible backstory with Kuma, which continues today as we react to One Piece chapter 1100. 1100, chapter 1100. I heard it's a good one. It's building off a last chapter where we kind of got like the in-between. It was like kind of the in-between of Kuma's story of, everything that happened after the tragedy of Guinea. And then how he's kind of just going about his life and how he's ended up with all these titles, right? One of the weird things about Kuma was always like, hold on, he's a tyrant king and he's a revolutionary, then he became a pacifista. The hell's going on here? How did all this... And then he became a warlord and a pirate. Like, how does this all add up, right? So the last chapter was kind of piecing it all together. And it was, it was just a really nice, I think, wholesome chapter to show us Kuma and his side and how he went about things and, how he got to where he is. Of course, it ended on a pretty ominous note of him and Vegapunk smiling, but things, because we know the results of what's bound to happen, that the pacifistas are not pacifists. It's about to take a dark turn, I think, and I think Oda might hit us with some crazy shit this chapter. I'm ready. I hope you guys are ready. Good to see you guys. Nigel, Slick, Varden, doing so good on YouTube. Why did I stop? I mean, I was kind of inconsistent for a while there. I was doing really good. It was just, at the end of the day, it comes down to, I think, mentality. And for me, like, I wasn't in the space to make videos. There wasn't any subjects I was passionate about talking about. And at the end of the day, if I force videos, the content's not going to be good anyways, right? I've kind of discussed this multiple times. So, yes, that's what it was. I was still doing streams semi-consistently for a while there. And then, of course, I had this trip to China that just came up recently that I talked about right before I left. I did go to China for like 2.5, 3 weeks. So that did take up like the entirety of October for me. And then after October, I came back. I could have just kept streaming, but I was just chilling for a while, to be honest with you. All right, I came back. I hadn't done any streaming for like pretty much a month at that point. So I was chilling, kind of readjusting to the time because China's a 12-hour difference. And then there's some holidays just came by. My birthday was on November 19th. That passed. My stepdad's birthday is on like November 7th. That passed. So I had to travel back and forth to Jersey a little bit here and there. So yeah, just a little bit of traveling, but we are back. we are here reacting to the new chapter, and hopefully we are a little more consistent. Definitely not gonna be taking month plus breaks unless necessary anytime soon. So yeah. Birthday November 12th. I think Teddy, we probably talked about this before, where we're like, our birthdays are close. November birthdays, there's a lot of them, man. There's a lot of us. Without further ado, though, shall we get right into this chapter so we could talk about it? And nobody's spoiling in chat, so I don't think I have to worry about that. But I'm excited to read this chapter, so let's get on with it for now, and then we'll be back discuss it in just a little bit. Damn. I'm trying to play music, and it looks like YouTube has disabled ad blocker. I know I shouldn't say this as a YouTuber, but I'll be using uBlock Origin all day. But it looks like that shit is doesn't work anymore. Damn. All right. It is what it is. All right, here we go. One Piece chapter 1100. 1100. Crazy how far we've come, man. The chapter title is Thank You, Bonnie. Hold on. Do I have... Wait. Let me see. I might have fucked up my setup here. So it's just going to be blind. Whatever. I'm just going to read it. We have a cover page request by Noda Skywalker. Sanji's cooking some vegetables. We get to see Usopp thinking about the Usopp pirates back home. Onion down at the bottom right. One of my favorite characters. I do think the Usopp pirates are one of the most underrated aspects of Syrup Village. One of the reasons I actually like that arc a little bit, despite it being probably the worst arc in the story for a lot of people. But I enjoyed it, like the connection that Usopp had with the Usopp pirates. The pacing was kind of ass. But in the live action, I think Syrup Village is actually better than the manga. I don't know if that's a hot take, but that was incredible. That being said, though, let's get back to the manga. Here we go. We start with Vegapunk here. Yeah, last chapter we left off, Kuma had met Vegapunk, talked about the Pacifista project, the ability to cure Bonnie as well. We saw Sentomaru, and of course, Saint JD Saturn. Not JD. J Saturn was, or no, Saturn Garcia. That's his name. I'm a little rusty, guys. Forgive me. But he was trying to make some moves, it seems. Here we have Kizaru at the future location of Egghead. I'm afraid I'm here on business. Man, it's cold. This place sure is a far cry from Punk Hazard. Just you wait, the future will be born right here. So this is after Punk Hazard got exploded, Vegapunk has moved over. My head is overflowing with ideas. It's honestly hard to think straight. That explains how you missed it. You really should have checked every nook and cranny of the lab when you moved in. The government frowns on secret backroom deals with pirates, you know. Okay, there's Navy Admiral Kizaru. Okay, you got me, Borsalino. And then there's little Dendamushi there. So it looks like Vegapunk here, he got caught. The Dendamushi saw him making a deal with Kuma, and now Kizaru is here to do his job. I hate it when you get like this. Come on, I'm just doing my job. Okay, we're getting a solo shot of this guy. It looks like Dalton. Is that Dalton? Why does that look like Dalton? Who is that guy? It's irrelevant if you consider him an ideal candidate, Vegapunk. This man is a pirate with a 296 million on his head. Okay, so there's Kuma chilling with them swole arms. Skipped leg day though, unfortunately for Kuma. But it seems like they've been caught. I don't know what exactly is going to happen here, but for the Pacifista project probably goes wrong here. You can say you were ignorant of that, or simply admit you don't care. But making a fugitive the face of our clone program is out of the question. It will be an affront to the Navy's reputation. This is probably where he ends up becoming a warlord, I assume, to get rid of, or to make it acceptable that the Pacifistas become essentially a replica of him. I doubt the Navy will want to pass up this opportunity, though, to get that Buccaneer blood and, build some beastly Pacifistas. With that in mind, we have 3 additional stipulations if you want us to honor this deal of yours. Okay, so they're making a deal here now. Firstly, Bartholomew Kuma, you must agree to become one of the 7 warlords of the sea. That makes sense. They're a government associated now. Man, that must be... Think about, like, Kuma mentally going through that to work for the world government that did the crazy shit that's fucked up his entire life, from his parents to his life as a slave to what they did to Ginny. Like, that's why he's frowning and sweating here, but damn, what a sacrifice. A few days ago, we found ourselves a member short, thanks to the exploits of a rookie named Ace. Ooh, nice little lore there. Ace takes down a Shichibukai. It caused a great turbulence in the pirate world. Someone of your caliber will be a natural choice to fill that opening and calm the seas. Now, I'm interested that they don't bring up his previous connection to the Revolutionary Army here yet. We'll see if he does. Our second condition is for you to undergo procedures to become a human weapon for the Navy. Are you talking about modifying my body? Precisely. You already have all the traits required to be an effective warlord, so you'll become a paragon of fear for pirate scum far and wide after you receive your enhancements. Okay, so not only do they make him a warlord, but they're going to turn him into the weapon. That's how he ends up becoming a robot. Kizaru says, I second that. The Navy would love to have you on our side. Can it, Kizaru? You see my point, but that's not all. You aren't like other pirates, Kuma. We are okay, there it is. That's the third condition here. We are well aware of your history with the Revolutionary Army. If you accept our offer, we must take precautions to ensure you never turn your power against the world government again. So Oda's really covered every single base here with how this went down, which I always thought it was like Kuma, he had his hand in so many cookie jars, right? Like a warlord, a tyrant king, Revolutionary Army, like, and then working for the world government, like so many different areas. For that to all come together like this, just incredible writing. Thinking back to like how long ago he was introduced, all the way back in Thriller Bark. It's crazy. Which brings us to our third and final condition. You must agree to give up your free will and sense of individuality. So this is where he loses his mind. Man, God. Saint Saturn, that would be tantamount to killing him. This is because none of the other warlords follow orders, isn't it? If you snuff out all the humanity left in a cyborg, you'll have nothing but a robot. Yep, of course, Vegapunk is strongly against this. He is fuming. Kuma's gonna end up agreeing here, though. Do you expect me to murder a man? You forget yourself. You're a military scientist, and you have no right to talk back. These conditions must be met if this criminal wishes to save his daughter. It's a small price to pay considering how expensive and difficult this procedure would be otherwise. I have no obligation to help this girl. Man, God. That's crazy, bro. This is murder. It'd be more perverse to modify a human like that. I won't. Vegapunk, please do it. Kuma, I've been worrying all this time, thinking it might be impossible to save Bonnie. Oh my God, he's crying because he could save her. Oh God damn. I'm so grateful. I'll happily accept any fate, so long as Bonnie is cured. This is not even his daughter. Like, this is not even his biological daughter, and he's done this. I mean, it is his daughter, because he's taken her in, but... What a man, Bartholomew Kuma, man. What a man. Kuma. And there's Bonnie. This is how she grew up in Egghead, and was knew this lab before, connecting it back to the beginning of Egghead when we got those hints. Vegapunk, how long will it take you to finish Kuma's modifications and cure his daughter? Man, I wonder what happens to Bonnie in the end, though. Because she ends up getting captured at some point, then ends up becoming a pirate. Dealing with the sapphire scales will take 6 months. But it'll take an extra year on top of that before she can be exposed to natural light. That's a total of about a year and a half before she's cured. Kuma's modifications will take 2 years at minimum. Thank goodness. She really will be better by the time she's 10. Wow, he keeps his promise as well. That's incredible. Oh my god, this music at this time? How can we trust you to remain obedient after she's cured? Your daughter is our only leverage here. I have no intention of running. Be that as it may, the world government will have to take custody of her. Once her treatment's... Okay, that's how she gets captured. She'll be free after you follow through with the erasure of your personality. But that would mean Kuma won't get to see Bonnie after she's cured. Correct. His modifications will commence immediately. It'll be an ongoing process, as he starts his tenure as the warlord and helps the government tame the seas. After his daughter is cured, any contact between them will be forbidden to ensure they don't escape. If there's any hint of defiance from any of you, I guarantee she will spend the rest of her life as a slave. Wow. Saturn doing this too is incredible, because now that you could really hit him home hard as the villain for Egghead now. Egghead has definitely top 10 potential. Man, we'll have to see how it finishes, because this arc is incredible. Kuma is shocked. I won't try to see her. I swear. I only have one request. Don't tell Bonnie the truth. She's now figured out the truth, seeing these memories. She can't know about her illness or that she's being kept as a hostage. I don't want her to wake up after her surgery in some soulless government facility. Take her back to Sorbet. You could keep her in the church where she grew up. If you can grant me that one request, then I promise you I won't seek her out, and I'll obey you without question. She probably ends up becoming a pirate to seek him out. Man. Very well. It makes no difference where she's kept as long as the government oversees it. I'm actually surprised they honored that. Looks like we have an interesting 2 years ahead of us. And now comes the flash forward. Bonnie, we'll be staying here for the next 6 months. Really? So you're staying with me? That's right. They think I may have come down with something too. They need to run some tests. Snap, that means we get to be here together. Yay. Oh, this weirdo is Sentamaru. That's rude. Wow, this place has so many windowless rooms. I would like to see... Did we see Sentamaru interact with Bonnie that much? That would have been cool because, like, you know, she essentially becomes a guardian of some sort. Just watching over this little kid for at least about a year here. 6 months to a year. Yes, but be careful. There's all sorts of dangerous gadgets around here. That's it. I can create the weapon of my dreams now. Damn it, the brainwaves won't stop. Someone needs to write everything I'm thinking down. Now he's overloading himself. This is how the punk project probably starts to get assembled as well. If only they could eat and use the toilet for me too, I'd never have to stop. I'm so short-handed, it's maddening. If only I had another Eureka moment. It's gonna keep me busy as a beaver. I wish there were 5 more of me. There you go. If only he could do it. Okay, Kuma's going through the modifications now. Bonnie is getting cured. They're, of course, still having a good time. Man, so wholesome and fucked up at the exact same time. They're sleeping while, you know, shit's getting injected. Looks like, is that the punk project being formulated now? Now we have the Umit cargo ship. Oh, they bring him back. Bonnie goes back to Sorbet Kingdom, cured, right? Or what? No. It looks like they just got some food. Okay, they got some food. Bonnie is eating it up, just like her mom. Kuma's having a blast. Kizaru is here with them the whole time, too. Man, the layers just keep adding, man. Oh, man, the dancing. The dancing like Joy Boy, too. The drums happening. Half a year later. Okay, the results are good. After a year of After a year of rehab, you'll be completely cured. Thank you, Vegapunk. Yeah, thanks. Once I'm all better, can I come visit? Of course. Kingdom of Sabre. Kumachi, Bani-chan. It's been so long. Are you finally home for good? They said I'll be better in a year. Then I'll finally be able to go outside. Is that right? That's fantastic news. You always said that you'd be fit as a fiddle by the time you turn 10. Does that mean I'll be taking care of you again? There's Connie, member of the Sorbet Kingdom. It's crazy how that was bad funny reveal that Connie was just another person that looked like old Bonnie. We would be more than happy to take care of her, Kuma. Yeah, you can count on us. Thank you. I'll leave her in your hands. I'm still a pirate after all. If I stay, it won't be good for the kingdom. I don't think I'll be back for at least a year. What? That long? I'll write you tons of letters. Okay. The next time I'll see you, we'll both be able to sail the seas and reach the horizon. I can't wait. I want to travel to all sorts of places together. I'd love to take you. I really would have loved that. Wow, please leave the rest to us, Kuma-san. Who's that? There's Khalifa, undercover here as the CP agent? Does that make sense, timeline-wise? Or is that not no, that's Alpha. I thought it was Khalifa for a second. I was like, that doesn't make sense. Okay, so we got a CPA agent here, undercover, with Alpha. I'm a nurse. The doctor ordered me to take care of Bonnie-chan during her recovery. I'll check her temperature daily, make sure she takes her medicine, and monitor for any changes. My name is Alpha. Nice to meet you, Bonnie-chan. No suspicious individuals will be allowed near her during the recovery. Please remember to bring identification with you if you plan on visiting. That's such a pain. And what's that building you're putting up next in front of the church? Those are accommodations. Damn, they're already fucking shit up. Don't forget, a child's life is such a fragile thing. Understand, I'm not coming back. Thank you, Bonnie. I'm so glad you were born. Really? Take care. Wow. The pirates of the world were utterly shocked when the infamous tyrant Bartholomew Kuma suddenly became an absolutely obedient member of the 7 warlords. Young master, there's a new warlord. There's Doflamingo. Oh, all the other warlords we're seeing. Kuma the tyrant. Sounds like another villain has come into play. What do you think? I couldn't care less. There's Robin with Crocodile. This shit's so cool. This is what the world building and lore of One Piece makes shit so cool. You could just see these other characters before. Have you taken care of those idiots who spotted our rainmaking ships yet? This is a reference to the hidden ship from chapter 212. Incredible. I don't even know what the fuck they're talking about, but the fact that there's a reference here from chapter 212, insane. There's Mihawk. We also have Kobe on the decks by Alvida. He looks as big as Whitebeard. Kobe, do you reckon he is strong? Who's stronger, me or him? You, of course, Alvida-sama. So they finally found a replacement. That's great news, Jinbei. Considering the circumstances, you're the last person I expect to say that. I'm still reading the details about him. There's Whitebeard, Teach, Marco, Ace. Man, he's a former king. This is on top of the reigning king we already have in our ranks. The pirate world really is changing. Their business doesn't affect us. I follow no man's orders. There behind her, we have Gloricia, whatever her name is, the Rocks pirate. Crazy. Princess, it's essential that you keep track of information like this. They say he's a paw-palmed man. That doesn't exactly sound frightening, does it? Well, he's already a warlord, so he's gotta be strong enough to make the cut, Moriya-sama. There's Dragon, just recognizing the situation. Don't the warlords answer directly to the government? Kuma-san would never work for them. Yeah, they have no idea what's going on. Man, we really have to piece things together because Dragon has been in contact with Vegapunk this entire time. So I wonder if Vegapunk must have put something in there to help Kuma. I think he's coming to Egghead now, probably, to protect Bonnie at all costs or something. Oh, we have a letter here now. Dear Bonnie, I'm still at sea as I write this. I've become quite well known, and it's getting harder and harder to sail in peace. But I'm doing okay. Oh. I'm doing my best to find interesting travel destinations for you when you turn 10. Be a long journey to deliver this. Please take care. I hope everyone back home is doing as well as I am. Oh, there's Luffy getting ready to set sail. Bartholomew Kuma, come in. You have new commands from the government. What is your current location? I'm in the East Blue. What are my orders? And the plot thickens. No break next week. Man, another absolute banger of a chapter. I had to read that one slow as hell because I just wanted to take it in, man. Like, this is... Like, Oda has been... I cannot say enough about Egghead and how great it's been. Whew, what a chapter. Alright, let's switch up the music a little bit. Put on some... Bump some lo-fi. If I have it. I might not have it. We'll keep running this. We keep running this. Okay. He's at Fuchsia Village. Vegapunk didn't snitch. His place was bugged and they found out. Yeah, no. That's what we saw in the beginning. There was a Dendemushi way up. And that's how they ended up catching him. Egghead is top 5 at least. Like, if this arc... The fact that we still have more lore coming with Kuma here. We have, like... Oh, it just all came together. Like, we got to Egghead and it was... The pacing was incredible to Egghead to start. Then we got all this new information. We meet Vegapunk. We find out about Devil Fruits. We, see Rob Lucci come back. We learn about, the Gorosei, about Sabo. All that stuff starts happening. We get Shanks and Blackbeard. Like, it's just mind-boggling to even think about all the stuff that we saw earlier with Shanks and Law and Eustace Kid and all that stuff that happened. Right, so we get already all this incredible outside of Egghead stuff within this arc. Then it comes back to this arc, and Oda is able to put it all together now with this backstory. Because now we have this incredible backstory to bring it all home together. Saturn now becomes a villain that you... like a good, really fitting villain for this arc, right? Not just somebody that just shows up and you have to beat. There's now context in this backstory for him to, like for us as the audience to really want him to get his shit rocked. And depending on how this all comes together, like other people that could show up, if Dragon gets involved, Kuma's definitely coming, how Luffy's gonna, make his stamp known as the Yonko. Ooh. As long as we finish with solid pacing and a rock, like, this could be top 5 arc. A little unpopular. I feel the backstory isn't hitting as hard as it should for me. It's good and lore dumping, but it feels kind of rushed. Man, I don't necessarily agree. I wonder is because, like, I feel like how many chapters was, say, the Law flashback or the Doflamingo flashback? Because I think in terms of post-time skip, that's what you're kind of comparing it to, right? Like, the pacing is a little fast, but I don't necessarily feel like we're missing anything. The hard-hitting, like, the impactful moments we're kind of still getting. The Ginny one. The Ginny chapter was the first moment since I would say the Law flashback that got me emotional. I don't think there was a moment that well written in terms of how emotionally it impacts you and like how it's set up from beginning to end. We essentially get Kuma's entire backstory. I don't think there's anything that good since Law and Doflamingo back in Dressrosa. Like Katakuri, we didn't like incredible character, but nothing to that level. Big Mom flashback, nice, like good, but not to that level. Kaido didn't get anything. Odin flashback, super long. I connected with the Kuma one more. I don't feel like anything in Wano really stacks up. It was really the emotional connection to Ginny, and then into this Bonnie storyline. It's been great for me. Time skip, yeah. Oda hasn't really like this Kuma story is literally like a from the beginning to now. We get this entire life. We're getting this entire life story, right? And like I said earlier, Kuma has like all these. He's got so many things connected to him that you have to get through a lot. So you don't really get to. You're not experiencing it scene by scene like you would in Odin flashback. But even if you think about the Odin flashback, he also had so many connections that it was just like, hey, we just met all the scabbards. Here's us traveling to every destination, right? It only hit on the certain points. I actually felt like it was worse for that one because that one I wanted more time with the scabbards. I wanted more time with him defeating Kaido, right? Think about like, I think the Odin flashback is a perfect example. Oda likes to kind of just give us these little flash forwards to kind of pass time to show you like the general idea before a drastic shift actually happens in the story. Kizaru might be the wild card. Kizaru is an interesting one. Him being involved, you saw my reaction. I was like, oh, Kizaru's been here the entire time. So like he's developed a connection to these guys, right? He's with them. So like his role in this arc has a chance to turn on his head, or even if it doesn't, even if he's not a wild card, it could really hammer him home as a villain. Like somebody that is just not willing to bypass his role as a corporate slave, as an admiral, even if he has emotional ties to other characters and morals that would tell him to act otherwise, right? So either way you go with it could be interesting. How am I gonna emotional connection to Ginny with her introduction only a chapter and a half ago? I think the story's there. Like, I don't think you need to spend that much time with the character. I think you could read a short story, a really short story, and if a character is, connects to you and has a story arc that generates the highs and lows, and then eventually the emotional low point, a story that you don't have to spend that much time to really connect with a character. I think Corazon is an example. Sure, we see him, with Doflamingo, for a while there, but isn't until that, like, up until then, he's kind of just that guy sitting in the background that nobody really cares about. But it isn't until he actually reveals himself to Law, and then we see all these actions, these flash forwards of him trying to help Law this entire time, that's like, oh, I really connect to him. And then it gets to him dying, and it's like, fuck, I really like Corazon, even though I didn't spend that much time with him. I mean, that's Otis, the same shit Robin's mom, Ace's dad, Jaguar D. Saul. Saul shows up. He's this giant, he's like this giant with some morals. oh, cool. Saul, he went against the Marines. That makes him like him a little bit, but like I don't really care for Saul that much. But why do I end up caring for Saul? Is because Saul spends that time with Robin. He connects with her. Tells her like, hey, like always keep laughing. And then we see the sacrifice. Like shit. I saw him even though it was brief, the brief time he spent with Robin, I really like that about him. And now that he's sacrificing himself in this way, man, that really sucks. So I don't really think you need to necessarily spend an entire like 5 chapters with Ginny. We saw the type of person Ginny was from beginning to end, I think. She started her life as a slave, ended up freeing herself, then goes and spends her time with Kuma. We saw how they grew up. She was always looking after him, took care of him, obviously loved him, tried to marry him, and then, was following him this entire time. And then something tragic happened, completely fucked up, that just spins their story into a different direction. And that hit. That to me hit. Especially the context of it. Like, Oda went crazy with that shit, bro. Like, there's so many ways you could have killed off Ginny. To do what he did? Oh. Nobody saw that shit coming, bro. That was crazy. I was shell-shocked when I read that shit. Kuya, appreciate you still being a member for 12 months, man. Glad to be back. When the flashback stops, Kizaru gets back. He might start pulling back a little more. Like he's putting up a show for Saturn, but not 100% trying. The problem is that we haven't really seen Kizaru act against the Navy in any capacity. So it would need to be a big moment to kind of make that shift happen. Something that needs to kind of really drastically change. Like him seeing Kuma die maybe or something like that. That really something needs to hit home. Like, because until now, all this shit has happened to Kuma and he still hasn't budged an inch, right? Yeah, Saturn, like, Oda's brilliant because he could have done this with any, like, Gorosei, but the fact that he's involving Saturn to just connect it all back, and now he's, like, a guy that you really want, a villain that has some stakes to it that you want to see fucking get destroyed. Dragon in a 3-chapter span left. Nah, yeah, the dragon stocks are not good. I'll say that much as a guy that's been still holding. They're way low. We're in a crash right now. I don't know if we'll recover. To be honest, in the Ginny situation, Dragon rug pulled us. It's hard to recover from that, but we'll see. We'll see. At this point, they're so low value, you got to just keep holding the stocks. You can't sell them for anything. The Dragon stocks at this point, you're selling them for like a marine like captain. Like the Dragon stocks are like Tashigi levels. Okay, there's no point in selling them right now. Nah, yeah, Oda. No, we known Oda could like pull some shit out, but that was like he hasn't gone. Oh man, that was crazy. Corazon had a lot more time to showcase. We saw him do what though? Did you want to see? You want to see the scene of Ginny or something, bro? Like what else you want to see? Are you saying you want to see a little more of her and Kuma? It's not like we saw Ginny with Kuma. We could maybe use the chapter more of her and Kuma developing. I don't think we needed much more though. Where you can argue it happened a little quick is like from them growing up into joining the Revolutionary Army. That span happened maybe a little too quick. But the other element I want to say is I think if you watch this scene play out in the anime, when they adapt this, it's gonna be like 3 episodes like dragged down. Then you could really take it in. Dragon is still he's on high fraud watch right now. Not sure Saturn's gonna get defeated ASAP. What's up, Kev? By the way, because I also hate Charlos and he's still kicking. Yeah, I don't know if I don't think Saturn's gonna die, but I think he's the villain here. And if I think from the beginning, I think Luffy wins this outcome, whatever the shit that happens here is, because I think it's following a pattern of like Luffy, Kid, and Law come out of Wano with the same bounty. Luffy comes out of it with a Yonko title. Law and Kid immediately face other Yonkos, get decked. Now Luffy as the Yonko, I'm not sure going reality check situation makes sense here. And like escape was an option before, but now that we're disinvested in this Kuma flashback, there has to be a stamp on it somehow. It can't just be Luffy escapes and that's a W, you know? There's like a real emotional investment in the defeat or making a statement to this plot somehow. Yeah, and the Egghead incident being Saturn dying, that will be ginormous, right? Like they've been really hyping up this event, this incident that goes down. To Shigi level, I'm telling you, I don't think you would get, if you sold Dragon stocks right now, I don't know if maybe you get a couple Kobe's. But if you average it out, I don't know. Yamil, what's up, man? The thing that will make Kizaru flip is seeing Nika. They added him doing the dance for a reason. I think he believes in Nika. Yeah, Kizaru, haven't we gotten some glimpses of like him as a kid? Like he had like he was, it looked like he grew up in poverty maybe too. So there's a connection there. But he's seen Luffy now, right? He's seen Luffy. He's heard the drums. Is that gonna connect? I'm not sure. Finish the chapter. Yes, we did. Yeah, Saturn, like, there's got to be some action that goes down for sure. Like, now that the confrontation is here, Saturn is on Egghead. You know, like, we went into this flashback because Saturn got a hold of Bonnie. Kuma has to be the one to take down Saturn. I'm not sure that's, if anything, Kuma's gonna die, I think. If anything, Kuma comes and protects, like, there's no more of him. He's not even himself anymore. He's made that sacrifice. He's made that sacrifice not himself. To really hammer home his storyline and put an end to it is that despite not even having any brain left of him as a human, he's essentially already dead, that he still comes and saves his daughter, and, you know, that's the way he sacrifices himself and dies. Borsellino appears from a backwater location, but as an adult, he's all about the big expensive suits. You know, there's a lot you could explore with, or like go in different directions, right? Him coming from poverty, but decides like, hey, this is the way to win. Is this, you know, follow the corporate CEOs, be a corporate slave, and, you know, just gotta grind my way to a decent life here. Coming back, as in what? Like coming to Egghead? Like, I think he's gonna be in Egghead, but like coming back as in his memory's gonna be back? I'm not sure about that. Kuma gets in the Father of the Year award. Yeah, a lot of great dads in One Piece. A lot of bad dads, but Kuma's standing out. Hasn't gained consciousness? No, I don't think so. Could it happen for maybe a moment? Because we're not exactly... Because he becomes a full... He loses his complete consciousness in this chapter. Right? The third deal. Loses free will and sense of individuality. Maybe he gets his memory back for one last time and is able to say goodbye. That could be pretty crazy. What do I think Kuma would do Fuchivillage? No. That kind of threw me off guard. Like, we didn't really know about this. This was like Luffy by himself at this point in the story. It was like 2 years ago, like a little after 2 years. Kuma becomes the revolutionary. Like, what could possibly... Yeah, that is Fuchivillage, now that I'm seeing it again. I genuinely have no idea what he could be doing at Fuchivillage. I'm intrigued though, that's for sure. Sending away Kizaru and Saturn. That's a little anticlimactic for me. It also doesn't feel like the big incident of Egghead. The day Straw Hat Luffy barricaded himself within Egghead. You'll never imagine what happened. Bartholomew Kuma came and sent Kizaru and Saturn to another island. J-Joe, what's up? Where have I been? I've been just chilling, man, doing my thing. I know it's been a minute. The content, how come no more vids? I've talked about it. I don't got no vids in my head to make. And when I do, I will make it. I might have one soon. There was one I was working on for a while and I just haven't completed. So maybe I'll complete that and upload it. We're back on our weekly streams. We'll be back on trying to do every chapter. I don't know about every week, like break weeks. But definitely no more month-long breaks anytime soon. I promise you that one. Appreciate you, J-Joe. Kuma staring at Luffy. Oh, yeah, that boy gonna be fire when he get old. He's like, oh, shit, I see the potential. Perhaps Kuma will nuke Egghead out of existence, completely eradicating the island from the world. That'd be pretty wild. But I also feel like it'd be a little random. Just destroy all the tech at Egghead? Carl, what's up? It's been a minute. Top 30? Nothing has changed. Not much has changed. We need some action. Let's wait till some action, right? That's why I waited so long last time. We need some action. Last time we waited until after Shanks bodied Kid. That was our last top 30. Like, what has changed since then? You know, we got Luffy versus an Admiral. Not really a clear-cut fight, really, even. But that didn't really change my opinion too much. And the Gorosei. Let's see the Gorosei in action first. Maybe by the end of Egghead, we'll do a top 30. Yeah, the paw fruit is interesting. Like, we didn't think it was... Like, obviously, it was super unique in its, like, usefulness and stuff. And how many different things you could do with it. But it was, like, on God Valley and shit, so... Figurlin Garling? I still don't think we've seen enough from Garling to put him on a top 30. It's just... It'd be a really strong... It'd be like scaling Monkey D. Dragon, but like we've seen even less Like Garland just has even less of a narrative role, I think. That's a tough person to try to rank. Finger and Garlic gotta be up there. I want to see the other God's Knights. Like, I think there's gonna be some great endgame villains to fight from the God's Knights, including maybe like Shanks' brother or some shit. Blue-haired Banks, like. The new characters have yet to showcase their skills except for a tiny bit of Saturn versus Sanji. Yeah, we need some more time. Saturn, yeah, the reaction to Saturn's Devil Fruits. I think the reaction that would have been really good is the Ginny one, because I genuinely teared up for it. That was tough. That was tough. The other stuff was just dope, right? Like seeing the God Valley and all that shit. Like, it's just been a really great, like, reveals and fun time seeing all these, like, things getting pieced together with Kuma and just little lore drops and just expanding the world and stuff like that. Blue-haired Banks, bro. I'm here for it. Especially the God's Knights, if you counted them, I think there wasn't there 9 in the silhouettes? I don't think that's a Straw Hat matchup. I feel like you could get the Red Hair Pirates to face them. Anything to do with Mihawk? I wouldn't say so. Although people have seemed to definitely involved it in terms of power scaling and strongest swordsman. I didn't even see what was up with that. To me, I don't think the two of them have much of a connection. Not on the surface level, at least. A few new Devil Fruits this year, though. Stussy, Saturn, Vegapunk. Facts. Yeah, Red Hair Pirates versus God Knights. I think that would be really fun. Like, because outside of that, where exactly are you going to showcase the Red Hair Pirates? Is it a Davy back fight against the Straw Hats? But in that case, is it a proper showcase against the Blackbeard Pirates? But that's a Straw Hat matchup, ultimately. I would want that much more than, like, the Red Hair Pirates versus the Blackbeard Pirates. So where could you possibly fit individual matchups for all of them is what I'm kind of thinking of. And it's like, hey, if you introduce these 9 God's Knights and one of them's blue-haired Banks, like, that could be it right there. Or even Shanks versus his own dad if there is no blue-haired Banks. Even if you are above Rear Admiral, he can still just make you stop moving. Wait, which one is Saturn? Yeah. These like legitimate Devil Fruits are have a ton of potential that I'm definitely excited to see get showcased by Saturn, and then just think about like the other Goro saying what they're capable of. Yeah, the Straw Hats, you got the Admiral matchups that are available there to at least the Monster Trio. I do think some of them have to be kind of just moving around and figuring shit out, right? There's got the God's Knights. We got the Gorosei now as all options, but like, I don't know, like we haven't gotten full Straw Hat 1v1s across the board since literally Innie's lobby. Like, we didn't get them in Wano. Usopp was firing Kibidongos, right? Brook was just the assistant the entire time. So some of them will get matchups. I assume Monster Trio always get matchups. And then maybe like Jinbei should probably get one. And I still want to see Robin versus Lucci. I don't know if that ever will happen, but just like the story is there. the Cross Guild is. I don't know how the Cross Guild is gonna fit into all this. I'm sure it's gonna be fun, whatever Oda does. But like whenever I think about matchups, I don't even try to fit them in because it's just like I have no clue what their agenda even is. Like Buggy's trying to become the Pirate King, the other two's trying to chill, really. Like they're not trying to. They don't want the smoke. Don't think there's a blue hair bang. I only say that because the silhouette, that was like one of the first hints that before we even knew about Garling being a God's Knight and the Figureland family, we first found out about the God's Knights through silhouettes. We didn't know they were connected to Shanks or the Figureland family at all. And there was a silhouette that looked exactly like Shanks. That's kind of where the theories started for me and a lot of other people about like, is there his brother's there or some shit like that? You would assume if Shanks is the son of Garling, Garling wants another heir, right? Like they're all like inbreeding up there with the celestial dragons, so he probably wants a son to take over for him. Especially government-wise, everything's kind of like still monarchy-esque, where it's all lineage-based. Especially with the celestial dragons. Moria, Dofi, Hancock joining the Cross Guild, making them like a Rocks crew, an unlikely alliance. Dofi's in jail. So he would have to get freed. Moria is trapped by Blackbeard. Hancock, like I don't know what them joining would add to the Cross Guild. Like Hancock is gonna be for Luffy in the end. Oh nah, Mugiwara, bro. Bro did not just say they really Adam 22'd Kuma. That's crazy. That's wild. That's wild. You're wild for that, Mugiwara. Takuna, I am back. I am back. Happy to be back. That's what I'm saying, bro. Mugiwara is wild for that. You're wild for that, bro. Oh man, I might wrap the stream there, bro. Like, I might wrap the. I might wrap the stream there. We're coming up on an hour here. Good discussion. No break next week, so we will be back next Thursday. I know the chapter drops on like Wednesdays, but usually I'm doing some on Wednesdays because that's when Tina is off. So we try to spend time on that day. So yeah, we'll probably be back on Thursday morning. Around this time, a little earlier, a little later, we shall see. Still keep up with the influencer boxing? Yes, I do. The Prime card, I watched it. It was the main events were ass. I did think KSI won. But I follow Misfits in general, so I really enjoyed like the undercard fights because I actually follow up with those type fighters and storylines and stuff. But nah, Mugiwara, you good. We just mess around. That was fucked up, but kind of funny. Anyways, fun stream back, everybody. Appreciate y'all for supporting and showing up. And I'll see y'all next week, man. We were D-May, yeah, for real. That was fun, man. Junior, where was I? I was in China for about a month, and then I decided to kind of just chill for a while while I was readjusting to the time zone and my birthday and my stepdad's birthday and all that kind of stuff. More holidays coming soon. I'm sure there'll probably be a week that I'll miss during Christmas week or something like that because I got a fuck ton of holidays during then as well. Tina's birthday, my girlfriend is on the 26th. My mom's birthday is on the 30th. We got Christmas and Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, And my anniversary is also on the 22nd. So a lot of shit will be happening during those 2 weeks. So no promises on a stream during that week. Whenever shit happens, we shall see. But until then, I will be back next week for the next chapter. 1101. All right, everybody. Good seeing ya. Good chatting. Take care. Peace.